not for President Kennedy. It's for a guy named Dealey Plaza. This is Robert Groden. He wrote the movie JFK, played 4 parts in it, was the chief consultant on the film. That's him with Oliver Stone, his buddy. Oliver Stone directed it, but Robert did everything else. Now, the rest of these were done the day of the assassination. Now, this film on the right here is called the Zapruder film, at your left. We never saw that film until he released it on national TV with Geraldo Rivera and Dick Gregory in 1975. It shows the opposite of what the Warren Commission said, and they got the case reopened. Now, this is the Texas School Book Depository, where Lee Harvey Oswald worked for 4.5 weeks. The Warren Commission said all the shots came from this window right here, 2nd floor from the top, far end window, and then one of the shots hit the president in the back of his head and killed him right where that X is out there in the street and knocked him violently forward. We believed all that until Troublemaker released his film. This film is filmed at 18.3 frames per second, and what it shows is after the headshot, he was not thrown violently forward like they said. In fact, he slammed back into the left. Now he bounces off the back seat and then goes forward, but he just skipped over this part. He's thrown back into the left from that X towards that light post over there. Impossible with a shot from behind. This is the back of the president's skull. It's called the occipital protuberance. That whole piece was blown out of the president's head right where that X is. Why is that important? 2 reasons. Entrance wounds make little holes about the size of a bullet. Exit wounds make big holes. So it begs the question, what was a big exit wound doing facing the shooter? Kennedy never turned around. Should be a little entrance wound back here. And when it was blown out, it flew back to the left and landed just to the left of the light post across the street. Again, highly unlikely with a shot from behind. She got back into the left here also. Jackie's up on the back left part of the car grabbing yet another piece of skull. This one's about half that size. She grabbed it and crawled back in the car, and according to her Warren Commission testimony, was trying to put it back on the way to the hospital. She was in shock. So my point is everything is back and to the left, impossible with a shot from behind. If you want to know where the kill shot came from, just go in reverse. Start at the light post across the street where the back of the skull and part of the brain landed. Come back with a straight line like a bullet flies through the air, through the X, keep coming, and ends up right here, the Grassy Knoll, where 80% of the witnesses said some of the shots came from, right behind the fence, by the corner on top of the Grassy Knoll. This picture here shows the smoke billowing out over the knoll from the fence. This is NBC photographer David Wigman's film. And all the witnesses out here said they saw the smoke billowing out over the knoll there. The president's car racing underneath the underpass. About 150 of the 400 witnesses ran up here and caught a guy behind the fence. He said he was Secret Service holding the area secure. Secret Service later said they didn't have anybody up here. When Robert released the Zapruder film on national TV, it shocked Washington so much, they voted to reopen the case with a congressional investigation. And it lasted 3 years, hired an army of investigators, and in the end, it reversed the Warren Commission. They said it was a conspiracy, and that at least one shot came from here. Now, Robert served on every investigation the government's ever done on this. Church Committee, Rockefeller Commission, the House Select Committee on Assassination, every one of them since the Warren Commission. I know it doesn't look like much anymore, but he was also the staff photographic consultant to Congress. It was his job to analyze all the films and pictures. We never got to see them because President Johnson sealed it all up for 75 years, from the end of the Warren Commission in 64 until 2039. But he still has his copies. Feel free to take a look if you want. The most important pictures are the autopsy photos, and the reason is this. Entrance wounds make little holes, exit wounds make big holes. If the shot came from up there, when it hit the president where that X is, it should have left a little hole here and a big hole here. Instead, when you look at the autopsy photos, it's the opposite. You've got a little hole here and a massive hole in the back of his head. That's why they're important. Can't let you film this one. Let me show you the thing. That's the back.
Oh my God.
Smaller versions of it in the magazine there. Anyway, they said the bullet went in here.
I can't, well, that's right over here.
Why in the world?
There you go.
Can you tell me that man's name again? We have a mutual friend and I want to tell him I saw him.
James Tagg. This is him here. He's talking about this fellow over here with the cowboy hat on. He was
I'd like to.
He's the third guy that was hit. The president was hit, the governor was hit, and he was hit. That's him standing by the underpass down there. A bullet hit the curb, ricocheted up, and hit him on the cheek, or at least part of the concrete, but we don't know what it was. They hit him and splattered him all over the cheek there. They removed that piece of curb. It's in the National Archives. But that's him.
Sure.
Got the cowboy hat on over here. Come here every weekend? No, he lives a couple of hours east of here, and he never comes here. But he came out of New Brook, and over here. But he's like 80 years old.
Mr. Commentator, will you take a picture? Can you video us with him? It's
He's like our photographer now.
It's on. Okay. Get on over here.
We're ready for photography.
Everybody say hello. Where are you from?
I'm from Statesboro, Georgia.
Yeah?
Plano, Texas. Fort Worth.
I'm a New Yorker who lives in Austin.
Ah.
I'm a New Yorker who lives in Dallas.
Hey, we're in New York. Bronx and then upstate California.
Well, next time you watch JFK, watch for him. He played 4 parts in it. 4 separate parts, 4 different characters. He thinks he's an actor. No. Anyway, there you are.
What year did you make that movie again?
1991.
Okay.
Are you helping keep Osborne there?
Well, our friend, I'm from Fort Worth. She came from, she came to visit us. We're going to take her inside
I love
here.
to keep Osborne.
We're friends, and we actually met them from each other on Facebook 3 years ago. And we've, 3 years ago. We've never met. We've never met.
Yeah. Let me get over here and get the X in the road, if the camera will pick it up.
Okay.
The X in the road. There's a street lamp.
They definitely do. Yeah.